to summarize the highlights of or the notable nuggets of the last week, we had Danny Ainge saying he heard and he had a sense in March or April that Kyrie was considering going elsewhere. We had Spencer Dinwiddie on I think the Athletic podcast with Sham saying that Kyrie was talking about New York in December,
which is when Spencer signed his extension.
Was exactly when he signed his extension for next year. And then Danny made some references about, what we all saw, the Kyrie's high and lows throughout the year being like, things were looking bad for early on, and then the team won 12 out of 13 heading into the All-Star break, and the relationship with Brad was getting better there. I thought that was a noteworthy comment. And then obviously things took a nosedive in February or pretty much the rest of the regular season, to be honest. But yeah, just I don't know if you guys have any impressions on any of those specific comments. Again, it seems like the Celtics, Danny, to his credit, tried to deflect the brunt of the blame from Kyrie here, I feel like, which is a good look for the Celtics from a, not throwing dirt on the guy going out the door. But I don't know. I think there was a lot there to digest.
I'll say for me, speaking from a Celtics fan perspective or just a whatever, it brought me a little bit of closure, I think, because for me the hardest thing to grapple with was just that performance in the playoffs, right? I didn't understand what was going on because clearly something was up with Kyrie, and sort of this shed some light. So when he had the press conference in the playoffs, I forget which Milwaukee game it was, and someone asked him about his performance, and what was he said? Who cares, right? I just think he was checked out. I don't think he cared how that
game 4.
I don't think he really cared how that season played out. I think he knew that they weren't going to win a title, and he was checked out. I think it was that easy. He was already in Brooklyn when the Celtics were playing the Bucks.
Oh, yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, there's really no other way to explain it or rationalize that play because it was so bad. It was so bad.
Did he just want it to end, Mike? Did he literally just want it to end, to pick up Giannis and stuff on defense and just be like, you know what? Let's just hit fast forward.
I don't know what exactly was going on in his mind, or
he just didn't care. That's the answer. He didn't care.
Yeah, or based on the way he was playing, it was like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and if we win, I look like a hero, and if we lose, we weren't supposed to win anyway, and we can't win anyway. And that was probably his mentality, I think, and that's what he allowed him to sleep well at night. But, I mean, personally, my whole thing with Kyrie and my whole thing with the Celtics talking about him still is it's obviously big news when you get spurned by a free agent who switches teams, and you kind of have to do a little bit of soul searching normally about, why did this guy leave and what could we have done better. And I'm sure that the Celtics, some people maybe have asked themselves that question, and others have been resigned to knowing that no matter what we would have done, this person is just a very mercurial figure, and there is literally no behavior on our part that could have changed his mind and changed his belief system. I mean, look, it's just I'm just weirded out, honestly, at this point by the whole comparison of Kemba with Kyrie in terms of their vibe and how they interact with other people, and I'm just not looking forward to this transpiring for the whole season. I think it's a disservice to both guys in a lot of ways, and
really,
everyone.
Why is it a disservice?
I just don't think that things need to be said. We can all look at them and see, okay, this person is a natural born leader. This person says he's a natural born leader. We don't need to beat a dead horse talking about it necessarily. And I don't know. Everything I see on Twitter with people who are covering the Celtics, some people who cover the Celtics is, talking about, oh, it's different now because X, Y, Z. It's like, okay, cool. I mean, who cares? I don't know.
It's not stopping though.
It's not affecting my. It's not stopping. I agree, and it's really annoying. It's not affecting my personal day to day. I never had to interact with Kyrie Irving, so I just don't care.
If it ever, so you are. It's like Kyrie. You are like Kyrie.
Exactly. Guilty.
But if it ever does start to affect your everyday life, let's get on the podcast and talk about it.
He is in Brooklyn now, so
right.
That should be
You're
fun.
gonna get we'll see. It is. I don't know. Like I'm just more. Last year was such a roller coaster ride for the team, and we talked a lot in those podcasts about how the regular season didn't matter, but obviously
it ultimately didn't.
But I mean, I don't know. Kyrie, you don't think of a good season that he doesn't stay, or that Durant doesn't come to Boston instead of setting up shop in Brooklyn. I think that's very much could have happened.
If you don't allow something to be good in life, then it won't be good. So if he's not going to allow his experience in Boston to be good, which he clearly wasn't. I mean, that it seems to me that was. He just didn't want to be in Boston. So for a variety of reasons, I don't think there was one particular reason. And
what about the commercial and the statement, though, Mike?
I don't know the background.
Come on.
I mean, that's selling shoes.
Something changed. Something changed.
No, exactly. It's like you're reading into a Nike ad. Come on. I mean,
but
I don't know.
But the divorce happens. There's divorces every second in this country. That's what happens. People fall in love and they lie to each other, and then sometimes you figure out that's not right, and you walk away. I think it's very and they get wrapped up. They post on Instagram. That was basically an Instagram post of Kyrie and his new girlfriend telling everyone how happy he was. And then 2 months later he realized, okay, maybe this isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah, and that's it's ultimately his right. I don't think that he behaved professionally in a lot of ways. I also think that he made his decision, and you got to move on. You got to move on, and you can't it is the spurned girlfriend or boyfriend type of thing, and I just
partner. Let's say.
Sure, and I don't. It's not a good look for anyone when you keep talking about it, and I hope that people stop talking about it. You don't look good when you do it, is what I'll say.
When's the first Nets Celtics preseason game, B-Rob?
To be announced.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be. I mean, opening night, Christmas Day will be interesting to see where that falls on the calendar.
Who is?
Yeah, I don't know. It is.
No, go ahead, B-Rob. Sorry.
No. I mean, I was just gonna be looking back, just dissecting the whole end of the season, and Kyrie clearly checking out, and Brad still playing him through everything, despite that fact of just everything that went in there, and because Brad was like, oh, maybe I can't take him out because then he's definitely gonna leave. Just how it was just so brutal for the Celtics from that standpoint. And whether you said, oh, this was like an Instagram post or whatever, that he made a commercial and was telling Danny that started hinting in March and April that he was looking elsewhere. This is a decision that could set back the franchise for several years. So I think
but which
it does need to be looked at because it's gonna Kyrie leaving.
Right, but this sort of thing, if you're trying to make something work that isn't right. If he said, okay, maybe I'll stay, I'll give it one more chance, and then you build everything, and then he realizes nothing's different. And it's
totally
still the same. Then it's the greatest thing that ever happened. So it can go either way, and I think, and I'll say one thing about what you said, Pina, about I agree that it's tired, sort of the conversation over it, because there is more to it, but I don't think we can understate how much Kyrie's mood affected last year's team and how much Kemba's might do the opposite this year. The second thing is that I should tell you guys about our sponsor. It's betonline.ag, and it's the best spot to place your bets for anything you like to bet on. Basketball, football, and baseball. They have darts, tennis, and rugby. Live betting, virtual casino. As always, there are many prop bets. The one I'm going to bring up today is the odds to win the Eastern Conference that they just posted. Milwaukee's the favorites at 2-1. Philly is next at 3-1. And the Boston Celtics at 7-1, or third right now to win the Eastern Conference. The Nets and Raptors are both 8-1 under that. But betonline.ag is CLNS Media's preferred sportsbook online. If you want to join the fun and would like to support our podcast, and also if you'd like a 50% bonus added to your initial deposit, go to CLNS Media /winning plays. The promo code is CLNS50. While making your initial deposit, and your 50% bonus will be added onto your balance within seconds. It's a minimum deposit of $25 to earn that bonus. Please see BetOnline's general rules and additional terms and conditions. BetOnline.ag, your online sportsbook experts.